Black Sons of Eternia.
Yeah! As we reflect, dealing with the now, we look back. Remember what happened, how it could have been, how it should have been, but not how it was. It's reflections. Think about the present and the past time. Reflect on your life and the bad times. Think about the crazy and the strange shit. Then dig within inside and try to change shit. Reflections.
Reflect through time.
Reflect your mind.
Reflect through time.
Reflect your mind.
Reflect through time.
My relation to these words spoken over beats leaps to and fro. All around bound the energy in mounds pile up towards the sky high quantity of thoughts. Reflect the truth, sold another brother on the watch. On the clock of life, the mere view. The clearest of reflection, inspection of the lie that lies deep behind the stressing. And it's pressing me like time. Rhymes is disillusion, a world in confusion, a dream, a revolution. These reflections like mine in the puddle of life. Skip rocks, wave making ripple effect situations etch. Lessons in stone tablets for the reference to the habit forming addiction. To the memories of passion, I let go, it comes back. Boomerang behavior runs common in the obstacles. I wanna shake my coattails, they follow on the missions of my failure. Bring me down, crush me. Reflections can be beautiful, but most of the time they rush
And
me.
in an instant, you see the mirror image looking at you. Looks just like you. Got your eyes and your whole disguise. Reflections. He's seen his image in a lake, reflected on the grassroots that harbors all the snakes, otherwise known as a snake pit. Remember the python on your ankle and all that fake shit? Remember when the cake was lit and the wind blew it out? Before you could taste the cream, they sliced it up and threw it out. I recollect, I think back in retrospect, I reflect and connect my memories. Remember these good times and these hard times. But it's like that, and that's the way it is, and that's the way it was, but that ain't how it gotta be. Reflect your mind, it works every time. Cause if I knew then what I knew now, I'll be doing fine. Reflect your mind, it works every time. Cause if you knew then what you knew now, you'd be doing fine.
Reflect through time. Reflect through time. Reflect through time. Reflect through time. I peep when I meet people, evil or positive. We live in the middle, lost within the riddle of God's reflection. I stand within the intersection of life lost, double crossed by man we stand, ignorant, false prophet, gothic, prehistoric logic. Mixed our minds, reflecting signs of anger. Reflection banger, reflection slanger, reflection bombing hangers. A 747 strangers wanna blow this shit to heaven. Reflection war, reflecting poor, reflecting gold. War, reflecting full metal jacket tactics. You might see merch, reflecting curse, reflecting hurt. Use a bitch in a male skirt if you don't work to change your world. Reflecting hurls in life with wisdom. Beyond fake head wrap female visions. Who used to be in love with Duran Duran in 95. I got a condo in the white part of town. Change your name to Shinu Brown. Used to be Mary Tibbles. Reflect your mind before you get lost in the riddle. Reflect through time. This is time. Reflect through time. Yeah. Reflect through time. Yeah. Reflect through time. Reflect through time.
Reflect. We wear our reflectors when we move through your sector. Rolling with the protector, so we're visible, indivisible. Yeah. We wear our reflectors when we move through your sector. Rolling with the protector, so we're visible, indivisible. Ace One, Mystic Journeymen, Project Blow, Living Legend, Mass Men, Fellowship, West Coast, Rouch, and we out.
Yeah. A little different this time.
Got my grandfather on my mind, you know. Alright, yeah. I took a silent moment in remembrance of him, an angler of the soul, a true fisherman of men. I wrote a couple words and I'ma send them on the winds. I'm sure that you and God are talking, skimming when you can. I realize you're gone, but I know you left your recipe. We're living in your words and we're basking in your legacy. Rest in peace for now, we'll see you later on. If nothing else, we'll see you every time we play this song. I say to y'all, he caught us all like the card. Life was hard, but he got it right with God. And now we on the other side, see him in my mother's eyes. And if you will be together again when the sun arrives. Yes, you passed, you went away, and that's too bad. I value what you taught, you're the dad I never had. Some of your words, honestly, I left them in the past. No, they didn't all stick, but surely the message has. My grandfather never bought a lot of gifts, but he handed me a rod and he taught me how to fish. My grandfather never bought a lot of gifts, but he handed me a rod and he taught me how to fish. My grandfather never bought a lot of gifts, but he handed me a rod and he taught me how to fish. My grandfather never bought a lot of gifts, but he handed me a rod and he taught me how to fish. I'm a fisherman now, you're living through your grandson. I ain't sitting around cause that'll leave me hamstrung. It's like I got a son that I gotta raise, so I gotta grind, I ain't got it made. That means I gotta work, gotta keep a job in. Means I gotta grow, gotta leap the frog in. That means I gotta pray, find a piece of God in. Fishing with discipline, I gotta keep the rod, man. You taught me well, Grandpa, I'm on the wagon now. And I won't let this old world come and drag me down. It gets hard, but I ain't really one for backing out. So I'ma live for now and come and join you after a while. Yes, you passed, you went away, and that's too bad. I value what you taught, you're the dad I never had. Some of your words, honestly, I left them in the past. No, they didn't all stick, but surely the message has. My grandfather never bought a lot of gifts, but he handed me a rod and he taught me how to fish. My grandfather never bought a lot of gifts, but he handed me a rod and he taught me how to fish. My grandfather never bought a lot of gifts, but he handed me a rod and he taught me how to fish. My grandfather never bought a lot of gifts, but he handed me a rod and he taught me how to fish. Yeah, well alright. It's for my grandfather, man. Just gonna let the beat breathe, you know? Yeah. How that saying go? Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. Alright. Out. My grandfather never bought a lot of gifts, but he handed me a rod and he taught me how to fish. My grandfather never bought a lot of gifts, but he handed me a rod and he taught me how to fish. My grandfather never bought a lot of gifts, but he handed me a rod and he taught me how to fish. My grandfather never bought a lot of gifts, but he handed me a rod and he taught me how to fish.